So it's truly an honor to welcome you to this Press Club event as we mark International Women's Week 2026. This year's International Women's Day, the theme was Give to Gain. It's a powerful reminder that when we invest in others, when we create opportunities, share resources, and open doors, the benefits extend far beyond individuals. Families thrive, communities grow stronger, and entire economies flourish. And nowhere is this spirit of giving so that others may gain more visible than in the work of women in agriculture. Today's Press Club's theme, Women Cultivating Opportunity, Advancing Rights, Justice and Action for Women, Farmers and Agripreneurs in Kenya, speaks directly to this reality. Across Kenya, women farmers and agripreneurs give so much every single day. They cultivate the land, feed families, sustain local markets, and support entire value chains. Through their work, they are not only providing food, they are creating opportunities, supporting livelihoods, and strengthening communities. Yet, despite this immense contribution, many of these women continue to face barriers when it comes to land ownership, access to credit, modern farming technologies, and markets. Addressing these challenges is therefore not just an economic issue. It is a matter of rights, justice, and action, which is exactly what today's conversation is about. And when I reflect on the spirit of give to gain and the incredible role women play in our food system and communities, my thoughts immediately go to my late mother. From the time I was growing up until the day she passed on, I rarely had to buy food. My mother made sure of that. She would send farm produce to me through the newspaper van, sometimes through a matatu, and sometimes she would bring it herself. And whenever we visited her, my car would always leave heavier than it arrived, filled with food. Anyone who interacted with my mother remembers her for one thing: she loved feeding people. Every Monday and Friday, she would wake up very early to be among the first people at the main market in Meru to buy farm produce. Rain, cold, or sunshine, it did not matter. She was always there. Through that small business, she sacrificed so much. She put food on the table, supported farmers by buying their produce, educated her children, us, and fed many people around her. At some point, she developed arthritis, and I told her, "Mom, let me open a shop for you so that you can sell your products more comfortably." But she looked at me and said something I'll never forget. "Thank you for that, but I love and enjoy being at the kibanda because this is where I interact with people, I engage them, and it was more personal for her." And she said that that's where she will be until the end of time. And indeed, that is where her story ended. In November 2022, she collapsed and passed away right there at her kibanda. When I reflect on her life, I see a woman who truly embodied the spirit of giving so that others could gain. She gave to her family. She gave to the farmers she supported by buying their produce. And she gave to the many people she fed along the way. And I know that across Kenya today, there are thousands of women just like my mother, quietly working, sacrificing, and feeding a nation. Her story reminds me of the countless women across Kenya, especially the women farmers and traders we are discussing today, who work quietly every day to feed families, sustain communities, and support entire value chains. They may not always appear in headlines, but their contribution is enormous. They are the backbone of our food system and our local economies. As journalists and members of the fourth estate, we play a critical role in shaping national conversations. The stories we tell influence policy debates, shape public perception, and determine whose voices are heard. Too often, the stories of women farmers and agripreneurs remain underreported. Today's event challenges us to strengthen evidence-based gender-responsive journalism. Journalism that highlights both the challenges women face and innovative solutions emerging across the country. We must ensure that the stories of women cultivating opportunity in farms, markets, cooperatives, and agri-tech spaces are told with the depth, accuracy, and visibility they deserve. As we have these discussions today about rights, justice, and action for women farmers and agripreneurs, I hope we remember the thousands of women, like my mother, whose daily sacrifices feed families, sustain communities, and support farmers across this country. Women who may never stand on a podium like this one, but whose work feeds a nation. If we truly want to honor them, then our conversations must translate into real opportunity, real support, and real action for women in agriculture. Because when we invest in women like them, we are not just supporting individuals, we are securing the future of our communities and our country. Thank you so much for being part of this conversation, and may my mom rest in peace. Enjoy the conversation.